Triple E EDC back again with another knife video. This is the Hinderer Nieves. I know I've done a couple of videos on this already, but since BladeHQ put these on sale for a huge discount off the normal price, I figured I'd do an updated video with my continued impressions. Also, now that the honeymoon period is over from when I first owned the knife, it's actually good for me to take a step back and give you sort of some long-term impressions. So, what I can tell you about this knife is that the materials on this are extremely nice. You got this nice working finish that Hinderer does on the titanium. It's got sandwich construction, and the latch on it is pretty good. It does get caught up sometimes, so if you're wanting to flip this is something that's going to need to be removed. It's got a couple different sizes of screws on here, so it's something to be aware of as well. When you're taking it apart. I think I looked before in one of my other videos. Some people asked what size they were. I did answer the question. I don't remember what it is offhand. The blade steel here is S35VN, which is extremely good for a balisong. A lot of times balisongs are cheaper steel. Sometimes you see them in, with the older ones you see in 440. You see a lot of the Benchmades in D2, for example, and some of the other ones you'll see in S30V. Even the premium Benchmade here, the 87, I believe, is also S30V. So just gives you an idea of S35VN being pretty premium materials for this, for a butterfly knife. Okay, the blade shape here is actually pretty useful. I've carried this a couple times as an EDC, and it's pretty useful, and I find the overall grip and everything else to be pretty good for general EDC style tasks. Something to know is the blade rub still is there to an extent. For those of you who don't know, it came with significant blade rub and significant handle play when I first got it. I was able to tighten things down and eliminate it for the most part, but there is still a little bit of blade rub, and I think I've seen on some other videos, even when they showed the BladeHQ live episode where they were advertising the sale, their version of it had blade rub on it as well that was visible from the cameras, so it is just something to be aware of on this knife. I would say one of the main things to be aware of when you buy this, by the way, this was worth the purchase at $410. If you ask me what I think it should be priced at, I would probably think it would be nice. It should be priced at around $350. You're really paying the extra $60 for the Hinderer name, in my opinion, but it should be priced around $350. So the $300 that it's going for on BladeHQ right now is actually pretty much a steal. That being said, there are some other things to keep in mind right now anyway. The question is, what do you want this for? Do you want this to be a flipper? Do you want this to be just sort of a premium balisong that you can EDC and carry around? This is never going to be, I don't think, like a competition flipper or anything. It doesn't flip quite as well as some of my other Bally's. The 87 flips better, and so does the Squid Trainer, which tells me that the Craig Rakin, which I haven't handled yet, and has the exact same construction as this, just with an AEBL blade, that probably has the same exact action as this does as well. And so I'm going to go out on a limb and say the Craig Rakin at $250, if you're a flipper, is probably a better buy. Also, the Benchmade 51 tends to be a pretty good, and the BRS Replicant tend to be pretty good lightweight flipping options, as well as the BRS Alpha Beast. The Chimera I haven't handled, which is the Ham Chimera, is still listed on BladeHQ for around that same $410 normal price that this goes for. I've heard from some other people that it flips pretty decently. So again, if you're looking for a flipper, one to just flip around all the time, and you don't own other Bally's, this is probably not the one to go after first. If you're really just looking for a flipper, but if you're looking for something to be sort of more of an EDC that also is a Bally, that's just a really nice quality knife with nice quality materials, then this is a good buy, especially at $300. And if you're gonna buy it, now's the time to do it. I don't, I can't necessarily recommend it at $410. considering some of the other options that are out there. But at 300, I would definitely recommend it, especially if you're not buying it specifically to be a dedicated flipper. The reason I don't necessarily recommend it as a dedicated flipper, there's a couple reasons. One is the handles are a little bit thin for me, and the cutouts here give some grip, but because of the thinness of the handles, I don't feel like I have as secure a grip as I want. The other thing is the wings here. I forget the technical term for them, but they act as severe pinch points. They essentially turn this knife into a knife with 2 bite handles. That's because normally the bite handle is just where the blade is, but here you're going to get bit by these things as it comes around. So if you're doing any trick that flips the knife over, if your finger is too high up, you're going to get pinched. And it feels like, it's sort of disorienting. It feels like you just got hit by the bite handle, and you know in your head that you're holding the safe handle. So again, it's a little bit disorienting, and you'll end up with something like a lot like that. I was flipping it around earlier, and you know, it pinched me. So I've been pinched quite a few times by this, and it's just something to keep in mind if you are going to get this. That being said, because the cutouts here the windows are located where they are, you can get used to holding it lower. It changes the balance a little bit of the knife as you're flipping it, but you can get used to holding this lower and doing tricks here. Anyway, a lot of the trick videos have you hold it lower anyway, but since I'm learning, a lot of times on ballys I'll start a little too high. It's probably a bad habit, but it is what it is. The other thing to keep in mind is because it's Hinderer, they have the Hinderer filler tabs, which means you can take them out and replace them with other things. Accessories, or the ability to accessorize is one of Hinderer's hallmarks, and again, it's another reason why if you're looking for a premium ballast song to use as an EDC, this can be a good choice. So one of the things that you can do here is you can take these out, and they actually make clips for this, and you can get a clip so that you can use this instead of having a sheath. You can put it in your pocket with a pocket clip. So just something to keep in mind there as well. I think that's it. I just wanted to do a quick video because the sale's going on. If you haven't gotten one of these and you are interested, I thought this information might be useful. And go ahead and like the video if you enjoyed it, if you found it useful. Hit subscribe so you can get all my content. Hit the notification bell as well, and leave a comment. Let me know what you thought. I do have some, as I mentioned in the video tonight, the other video I posted tonight, I plan to do some more giveaways soon, one very soon, because of the fact that I've hit 350 subscribers. I'm going to be doing a 350 subscriber giveaway. Thank you guys so much for your support. Take care. Bye.